Chris.
I'm Mason. And I'm Andrew.
And today we'll be showing you how to make your very own potato cannon. Okay guys, so I'm here at my local Lowe's. I'm going to show you everything you need to be able to build your own cannon. So the first thing you're going to need is a barrel. Now, most people go with the 1.5 inch because it'll fit the majority of your spud ammunition. You're going to need at least 5 feet. So right here we have a 1.5 inch by 5 feet length of pipe, and this will become the barrel. So while you're in the plumbing section, you're also going to need something for a blast chamber. For this, we'll be using a 3-inch diameter PVC pipe cut down to 2 feet long. Now, in order to connect the barrel to the blast chamber, you're going to need an adapter. We'll be picking up a 3-inch to 1.5 inch adapter for our pipe that we chose. For the other end of the blast chamber, we'll be buying a 3-inch cleanout adapter. This will allow us to install the propellant in the back of the cannon. Don't forget to get 2 3-inch couplings to attach your adapters, and also don't forget to get the cleanout plug whenever you get your threaded adapter. After you have your pipe and fittings, it's important to get a cleaner and an adhesive. It may be tempting to overlook the pipe cleaning solution and just buy cement, but the cleaner will provide a better surface for the cement to bond to, which will give you a stronger legume lobbing machine. Now it's time to go to the barbecue section. So all we need here is some type of igniter to ignite the fuel in our cannon. Like this. Now that we have the ignition source, all we need to find is a few screws and some tools, and we'll be good to go. For the screws, we'll be using number 12s by 3/4 inch long. For tools, you're going to need a drill, a tape measure, and some type of saw to cut your pipe.
Okay guys, next step we'll start by cutting our pipe down to size. For the 1.5 inch pipe, we'll be using it for our barrel, and it will be 5 feet long, so this pipe we won't have to cut. For the 3-inch pipe, we'll be using this as our blast chamber and want to make that section about 2 feet long. So I'll start by measuring 2 feet out. Making a mark. Measure a second time, and then we'll go to cut. Now we've cut our pipe, the next step is to clean off any rough edges on the pipe surface. Since we used a chop saw for this, we don't have any rough edges, but if you use a hacksaw, there might be some frills you need to wipe off. Before we do any cleaner, we want to wipe off any rough edges on our pipe, inside and outside. Make sure it's a clean surface for the primer. So here we have our pipe primer and also our pipe adhesive. You'll want to follow any instructions on the package about using the pipe primer, and also wear any PPE that's recommended. Remember, do not apply glue to the threaded insert. Next step, we're going to be using screws to make a spark gap inside the blast chamber. One screw will go in from one end, while the other screw will go in the other end, and the short distance between them will make a spark in an arc, igniting the fuel inside. Now we've done drilling, we'll take a sanding block and remove any rough edges from the holes. Next step is to take our screws and insert our screws into the cap. We'll stop here and leave a small gap to insert the wires for our igniter. With a pair of wire cutters, we're going to remove the end with the sparker and then strip the wires. Next part, we'll do the same with the black wire. So for our next step, we'll take our red wire and our black wire and connect them to our igniter.
So now that we've assembled our cannon, we need a few other supplies. The first of which is a fuel source. So here I have electric parts cleaner, which contains hexane gas as the propellant. It's very flammable and very explosive. And this is starting fluid, or ether, which is also very flammable and very explosive. The second thing we'll need is our projectile, the humble potato. Now, when you're picking out potatoes, you want to make sure that you pick out potatoes that are larger than the diameter of your barrel. So for our diameter, you can see this one's clearly larger, and it'll be a nice airtight fit. The next thing you'll need is a ramrod. Now with ramrods, you want it to be about 6 inches shorter than the length of your barrel. Now the reason for this is you're going to be pushing the potato that's wedged in the top all the way down right to here, right next to the blast chamber, and that'll allow it to be subjected to more pressure, and then it will come out of the barrel at a higher velocity. The final thing you'll need, and the most important thing you'll need, is safety equipment. Now, firing a potato out of PVC pipe is very dangerous, and there are a few things you can do to prevent accidents. So the first thing is glasses, safety glasses. So these will shield your eyes in the event of an explosion if the pipe happens to burst. And you can also wrap the entire length of the cannon in duct tape, which will also prevent shrapnel from flying out in the event of an explosion. And finally, with your cannon, make sure to never fire it in a populated area such as a neighborhood. And you can see we've picked this nice abandoned, kind of little shack, and there's no people within, a large radius. Now we can load our cannon. So begin first by unscrewing the threaded cap from the threaded insert and make sure that there's no blockage whatsoever throughout the barrel. Next, take a larger potato than the diameter of the barrel and place it on a flat surface. Use the ramrod to press the potato all the way down to the end of the barrel. After you make sure the potato creates an airtight seal, spray the electric parts cleaner, or whatever fuel you're using, into the chamber for about 1 second. Do not rush to put the cap on right away, because the chamber needs to be filled with a mixture of both oxygen and fuel to ignite. So now the cannon is loaded and ready to fire. To fire, simply click the igniter button.
Okay.
In the event of a misfire, which is kind of inevitable, simply turn the cannon upside down with the cap unscrewed and let it air out for a couple minutes.
So guys, thanks for watching our video.
Remember to have fun, and remember to be safe. Okay. I'm just gonna brush it off a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, there's spiders living in here. Oh, shit.
It's okay, they aren't poisonous, I don't think.
I hope not. I'm gonna use the potato to brush them off.
Yeah, that's why that fan's over there. We just shoot spray pan.
It's on the wrong side.
Oh my gosh. That's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll dry.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. Alright. There are little eggs. I got rid of the eggs. That's good enough for me. Yeah. All right, we're good.